We do some weld inspection on bridges when like the state of Vermont rehabs a bridge, right? If there's welding and cutting on it, they'll hire what they call a certified welding inspector, which is another step up from a welder with AWS, the American Welding Society. And that's great money because you're inspecting welds to the structural code or the bridge code, and making sure that the welds are put in right, the cutting was done right, the beveling was done right. A lot of verification to make sure the work is all to code. What we also do at the welding schools, we certify welders. So they've got to be certified to a code and a procedure. So they come in here, test to the code, test to the procedure, and we'll certify them either under their company or under their own shingle, depending on what they want to do. So either they can work for themselves or they're certified to work for this other company. So that's another niche we charge for.
So I'm hearing the through line of what I'm hearing is it's not just become a welder. It's learn this skill. This skill opens doors to so many different paths. If you want to be adventurous, if you want to become an inspector, if you want to specialize, that it's not just okay, I'm a welder. It's not a one size. It's an industry in and of itself with so many subs and so many ways to keep stacking and keep elevating your income, that the first step is learning, but then find your path, right? Is that far off?
Yeah, no, the unions set that up years ago, and there's a lot of niche to what the unions are doing. The union here in Burlington, it's welders and welders and plumbers. Okay, so you come in as a certified welder, you're still going to have to learn plumbing along the way. So then what happens there? These guys, they're not dummies. They know how to make money. They figure it out at a young age. And I know welders who on weekends install furnaces. I know welders who install hot water tanks. I know welders who will redo all the plumbing in somebody's bathroom rehabilitation. There's a lot of things you can do on the side. And there's some welders up here, some own them, but some build sugaring places for our maple syrup. How do you get the maple syrup from top of the mountain to the bottom? Well, tubing, and when it gets to the sugar house, it's all stainless steel and it's got to be welded. It's got to be, or brazed or something like that, depending if it's copper or not. And so there's a lot of different things you can do. Every welder with a truck, I'm sure, has parked at a gas station filling up and had somebody come up to him and say, hey, I need a handrail welded up, or, hey, I broke my whatever out in my garden. Can you fuse it back together for me? It's crazy. We have people walk in the front door of our school all the time like that. Just, I think, odds and ends.
If you learn a skilled trade. So, and this is where, even though we're talking about welding, HVAC, electrician, pipe, plumbing, if you learn a skilled trade, what it sets you up for. If you have an office job and you work for IBM, right? Or let's go back to the SpaceX example. If you work for SpaceX at a desk job, when you leave, you're sort of off the clock. You can't really do anything else. But if you have a skilled trade, call it a side gig if you want, or just call it extra work, or call it being entrepreneurial. I had an electrician come. I bought a new home in Florida, and I had the electrician of the builder come and do the side work for me. And then through the builder, he did the official work. And then I was like, hey, I want some projects done. The hourly rate, he charged me, not an hourly rate, he charged me based on the project, but then based on the time it took him, the hourly rate he got was very complimentary to him. Like, he commanded his premium, but he did great work. The ability to do those side gigs, I think that's what makes these true six-figure businesses